Imagine a small tech startup, innovate forward. Picture their bustling office, the energy palpable as young entrepreneurs collaborate, fueled by ambition and dreams. For 3 years, they were industry darlings with a revolutionary product and a passionate team. Their innovative tech was turning heads and success seemed inevitable. Their leader, Anya, had a clear vision and every sign pointed to success. She possessed that rare blend of charisma and strategic thinking, inspiring confidence in everyone around her. But then, the market shifted. The winds of change began to blow, and the economic landscape started to look treacherous. A new technology emerged, and a giant competitor entered their space. The competitive pressure intensified, threatening to crush Innovate Forward's dreams. Suddenly, Anya's carefully crafted plan looked obsolete. The strategies that once guaranteed success were now inadequate, leaving the team adrift. The team's confidence faded, and investor calls grew tense. Doubt crept in, and the once optimistic atmosphere turned heavy with anxiety. Anya faced a choice: stick to the old plan or adapt. It was a pivotal moment, a true test of her leadership. Many leaders double down, clinging to what once worked, hoping effort alone will save them. They stubbornly refused to acknowledge the changing reality, leading their companies down a dangerous path. But Anya chose honesty. She knew that clinging to a failing strategy would only lead to disaster. She stood before her team, admitting she didn't have all the answers. She bared her vulnerability, a move that would ultimately define her leadership. She acknowledged their roadmap was now useless. The meticulously crafted plans were now just paper, symbols of a bygone era. Instead of pretending certainty, she asked, "What do we do now, together?" She opened the floor for collaboration, inviting her team to co-create a new path forward. This wasn't weakness, it was strength. It was a display of true leadership, recognizing that collective intelligence is far more powerful than individual brilliance. In that moment, Anya stopped managing a plan and started leading through uncertainty. She embraced the unknown, guiding her team through uncharted waters with courage and resilience. She invited her team to help chart a new course. Together they brainstormed, debated, and innovated, forging a new strategy that would navigate them through the storm. This was her defining moment, not just as a manager, but as an adaptive leader. It was the moment she transitioned from a traditional manager to a leader capable of navigating complexity and change. She showed that true leadership isn't about sticking to the script, but about guiding people through the unknown. It's about empowering them to face challenges head-on and emerge stronger on the other side. The team rallied, inspired by her vulnerability and courage. They saw her honesty as a sign of strength, and their commitment to the company deepened. They realized their strength wasn't in the plan, but in their ability to adapt together. They discovered the power of collective problem-solving and the resilience that comes from shared purpose. Anya's openness transformed fear into possibility. The atmosphere shifted from one of dread to one of hope and determination. The company's future was uncertain, but their resolve was stronger than ever. They were united by a shared commitment to overcome the challenges ahead. Adaptive leadership was born in that moment of honest reckoning. It was a turning point, a moment that would forever change the way Innovate Forward operated. It's not about having all the answers, it's about leading with questions, courage, and trust. It's about fostering a culture of curiosity, empowering individuals, and building a foundation of mutual respect. That's how Anya became an adaptive leader, and that's how Innovate Forward navigated the storm, emerging stronger and more resilient than ever before. So what exactly defines an adaptive leader? What qualities set them apart in today's rapidly evolving landscape? It's definitely not about titles or authority, or clinging to traditional power structures. Adaptive leaders see challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to learn, to innovate, and to grow, both individually and as a team. They hold tight to their core purpose, their guiding principles, but they stay incredibly flexible on how to achieve it, willing to pivot and adjust their strategies as needed. In a world where change is not just frequent but constant, rigid plans and inflexible strategies quickly become outdated and ineffective. Adaptive leaders thrive in uncertainty. They are not paralyzed by it, turning disruption into innovation, finding creative solutions where others see only problems. Think of them as captains navigating uncharted waters, carefully reading the currents, understanding the market dynamics, actively listening to their crew, valuing diverse perspectives and insights, and adjusting course as needed, making informed decisions based on real-time feedback. They empower their teams to adapt and respond effectively, creating psychological safety for experimentation, open communication, and honest feedback, where everyone feels comfortable sharing ideas and concerns. This transforms organizations from rigid, top-down hierarchies into agile, responsive teams that can quickly adapt to changing circumstances. Adaptive leadership isn't a luxury or a nice-to-have, it's absolutely essential for survival, sustained growth, and lasting impact in today's volatile world. Traditional leaders focus on keeping the train on the tracks. Adaptive leaders are the ones who chart new paths when the tracks disappear altogether. They don't just navigate change, they actively help their teams embrace it, fostering a culture of adaptability. The result? Organizations that bend, learn continuously, and grow even stronger under pressure, emerging more resilient than before. Adaptive leaders build cultures that are agile, innovative, and resilient, not fragile and easily broken. That's the critical difference between breaking under pressure and thriving in a constantly changing world. At the core of adaptive leadership is a growth mindset, the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed. Fixed mindset leaders say, "I am what I am." Growth mindset leaders say, "I am always becoming." For them, challenges are opportunities, not threats. Feedback isn't criticism, it's fuel for improvement. "I don't know" isn't failure, it's the start of learning. Consider a team facing a new programming language. A fixed mindset leader might avoid the challenge or doubt the team's ability. An adaptive leader says, "Let's learn it together." They invest in training, encourage questions, and support each other. This builds trust and a culture of continuous improvement. Team members feel empowered to grow and take risks. The growth mindset is the soil from which adaptive leadership grows. It's not about reaching a destination, it's about always moving toward new horizons. Adaptive leaders inspire teams to believe in their own potential. Adaptive leaders don't just learn, they act, even when outcomes are uncertain. It's not about reckless bets, but about strategic experiments. Inaction is often the biggest risk. Purposeful movement is the antidote. Anya empowered her teams to run small experiments testing new markets, integrating new tech. These weren't massive gambles, but controlled leaps designed to learn quickly. Some experiments failed, but others revealed new opportunities and solutions. By embracing calculated risks, Anya found better paths forward. She showed her team that trying, and sometimes failing, was not only acceptable, but essential. This courage to act turned fear into excitement for discovery. Adaptive leaders create momentum by learning from every outcome. That's how organizations stay ahead in uncertain times. Not every risk pays off, no matter how carefully calculated. Sometimes, despite our best efforts and meticulous planning, things simply don't go as expected. Sometimes you leap with all your might, fueled by passion and ambition, only to find yourself falling. The path to success is rarely a straight line. Resilience is the strength to get back up, dust yourself off, and face the challenge anew. It's about refusing to be defined by your failures, learn from the experience, and move forward with newfound wisdom and determination. Adaptive leaders model resilience for their teams, setting the tone for how challenges are approached and overcome. When setbacks happen, as they inevitably will, they respond with calm and empathy, understanding the human element involved. Not blame, which only serves to stifle innovation and create a culture of fear. They turn failure into a learning opportunity, dissecting what went wrong and identifying areas for improvement, asking, "What did we learn from this experience? How can we apply these lessons moving forward?" Imagine Anya's team spent months pouring their hearts and souls into a failed prototype. Instead of blame or recriminations, she thanked them sincerely for their effort and dedication, and led a learning-focused review, creating a safe space for open and honest discussion. Through this process, they uncovered invaluable insights about their customers they'd never have found otherwise. This approach builds a culture where setbacks are viewed not as catastrophes, but as plot twists, not dead ends, but rather opportunities for growth and innovation. Teams become stronger and more cohesive because of their scars, the shared experiences of overcoming adversity, not in spite of them, but because of the lessons learned and the bonds forged in the face of challenges. Like kintsugi, the Japanese art of mending broken pottery with gold, resilient teams turn failures into strengths, transforming imperfections into unique and valuable assets. Adaptive leaders value learning and continuous improvement as much as winning, recognizing that growth often comes from discomfort. This resilience, this ability to bounce back and adapt, keeps organizations alive and thriving, even through the toughest of times. It's the quiet power, often unseen but always present, that fuels long-term success and sustainable growth. Resilience is the heartbeat of adaptive leadership, the vital force that keeps organizations moving forward, no matter what. Growth mindset, risk-taking, and resilience are vital, but determination keeps you moving forward. True determination isn't stubbornness. It's not clinging to a plan at all costs. It's unwavering commitment to a cause, not a method. Adaptive leaders are flexible because their loyalty is to the mission, not the map. Anya's determination was tied to her company's purpose, helping creative professionals collaborate. When her product was threatened, she didn't waver, she found new ways to serve that cause. Determined leaders fall in love with the problem, not the solution. This inspires teams to persist, knowing they're part of something meaningful. Purpose-driven determination turns employees into a unified force. It gives teams confidence to weather setbacks and keep striving. Adaptive leaders champion a vision that endures beyond any single plan. That's the power of true determination. Growth mindset, risk-taking, resilience, and determination aren't innate, they're skills you can build. Leadership is a choice, not a title. Start developing your adaptive muscle today. Embrace challenges as learning opportunities. Seek honest feedback and use it to grow. Practice saying, "I don't know, but I'll find out." Take small, calculated risks. Volunteer for new projects. Suggest improvements. Experiment with ideas. When things don't work out, reflect and share what you learned. Reframe failure as a step forward, not a setback. Connect your work to a larger purpose, your why. Let that purpose fuel your persistence. Adaptive leadership is a journey of growth. Start yours now, right where you are. The future belongs to those who adapt, learn, and lead with courage.